Today we continue to listen Mettā Sutta. In this Mettā Sutta, they are mentioned Bhāvanā or preliminary part or preliminary practice before developing Mettā. There are 15 preliminary practice. Number one, Sakko, yogi should be able. Uju Suju, Mettā practitioner should be upright, very upright. Suvacho, obedient, Mudu, gentle, and Timani, not conceited. Not conceited. And number 7, Sandusako, contented. And number 8, Subajo, easy to take care of. Number 9, Apakejo, have few activities. And another one, San Lahugawodi, have like living. Today we have to listen these preliminary parts. This Mettā Sutta is delivered by Lord Buddha to bhikkhus. This is Mettā, universal love. In this today talk, we need to listen how the most venerable Mahasi Sayādaw practice according to this teaching, and they are very inspiring. First, we need to know the attributes of the Sangha. Supatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho, Ujjupatipanno, etc. The order of the disciple of the Blessed One has practiced the true way. He has practiced the straight way. They practice the way to Nirvana, and they practice the proper way. So Sangha practice the 3 training, morality, concentration, and wisdom training to eradicate mental defilements. So Sangha depend on the devotees who are providing requisites. So benefactors offer 4 requisites to Sangha to gain merits. When accepting the 4 requisites, Sangha should not give any trouble to the benefactors. Sangha should not cause any other benefactors burdensome for him. So the bhikkhu's life is homeless, and bhikkhu should be humble like a beggar, as practiced by Venerable Sariputra. So number 8, a preliminary part is Subaro. superior, he should be easily supported by both male and female benefactors. Despite the fact that meals, robes, monastery, etc. offered by the benefactors may not be good enough to meet his taste or liking, these should be accepted and made use of without grumble and uttering with grunt. Bhikkhu should not complain about the offering. And it is not for the bhikkhu to pick and choose any kinds of requisites offered in donation. Otherwise, it would be a burden to the benefactors to support easily. Many years ago, in Burma, there was a bhikkhu who refused to take meat without a dish of chicken curry. So his benefactors had to be always worrying about a dish of chicken curry to be provided. And then while traveling, if no chicken dish was available due to circumstances, that bhikkhu, that monk, totally abstained from taking meat for the whole day. It is not understood why that monk had behaved in that odd manner. Yes, in Dhammavada story, there was a Samanera by the name of Panita. Uh, he was desirous of taking his meals only when a dish of fish was included in the menu in the Dhammavada story. Such an attitude would amount to Dobara instead of Subara, frugality. So all the monks, all the bhikkhus should be satisfied with frugal meals as may be offered by the benefactors. Some of the narrow-minded monk might become surly and make a wry face despite the fact that the offering made by the benefactors are of good qualities unless these are to their likings. Sometimes in the presence of the donors, that monk might give vent to his anger and greed, blaming the donors childishly, and then give them away to others. It is very rude manner. So such a monk is one hard to be pleased and easily supported by the benefactors. But a monk, a bhikkhu who is frugal, accepts what is offered, whether good or bad, with satisfaction and delight, which will be reflected on his face. A monk who is avaricious and not frugal, we find it difficult to develop a feeling of Mettā, feeling of loving kindness. It will also be difficult for that kind of monk to achieve realization of knowledge in the practice of other kinds of vipassana meditation. That is why Lord Buddha has given instruction to become a frugal person, to make it easier for the development and attainment of genuine bhāvanā, genuine meditation, such as loving kindness meditation, Mettā Bhāvanā, etc. And number 9, preliminary part is apakecca, should be carefree. Apakecca, having few duties or free from care. The best things for meditators who is seriously, honestly developing any kinds of meditation is to be abstemious, or rather to abstain oneself from performing other duties, other unnecessary duties, or to keep himself free from other duties, except in matters which are unavoidably essential to be attended to. So you all are very devoted yogis. When they are come retreat, you practice intensely, less eating, less talking, less sleeping, etc. You emphasize only in the practice. So therefore, it has been instructed to have few duties, apakecca. Another one is sanlahuka, to be temperate in the way of living, or to be agile, to have light living or few possession. Sanlahuka, light or unwieldy. In this regard, to have lightweight or to be nimble means to be frugal, or to be contented with just the 8 requisites for a bhikkhu, such as robes, bowl, etc. Possessing a lot of personal belongings will make you become burdensome and preoccupied with the work of managing these properties. If a number of things are to be carried, when proceeding to a certain place, it would cause a lot of trouble and inconvenience. There are 8 requisites for a Buddhist bhikkhu, prekara. So these 8 requisites are 3 robes, the bowl, belt, a needle, a razor, and a water strainer. These are not bulky, These are not clumsy and may be kept and carried for at any place of residence, and can also be taken along personally without being burdensome. So to live with these essential requisites is not burdensome. These 8 requisites may be said to be light. Among those 8 requisites of a Buddhist bhikkhu during these days, the needle is not really essential for the monks living in our country, Burma. The robes are readily available and there is no need to be sewn or stitched by hand personally. So, and no robes worn by the present day bhikkhus are in rags. As these are in good condition, it will never come into one's head to take along a needle when traveling to any other place away from the residence. Now here, Marcy Cyril experience when the late most venerable Mahasi Sayadaw proceeded to Indonesia to promote sasana. Venerable Mahasi Sayadaw entirely forgot to take along with him the needle and thread. All 3 robes which Sayadawji took with him were all brand new. However, at one time, Mahasi Sayadaw noticed in one of the robes a line of stitches which was originally defective and gone loose. Then Sayadawji had to think of the way how it could be mended. And Mahasi Sayadaw consulted with Venerable Aryavansa, Sri Lanka monk, Sri Lanka bhikkhu, who was in their groups. Venerable Aryavansa said he had with him a needle and thread, and he said that he would do the stitching. But Mahasi Sayadaw had to tell him that it would not be troublesome for him to stitch it up, and requested him to lend him his needle and thread for the purpose. In view of this incident, it has occurred to Venerable Mahasi Sayadaw that it would be advisable to take along a needle and thread when traveling on a long distance journey. Carrying a needle and thread is not at all burdensome. It is quite easy and light. Nowadays, some of the bhikkhus do not take along even the bowl to avoid inconvenience, and also because food is readily obtainable at any place. where the monk reached. But during the lifetime of the Lord Buddha and also time of the commentators, when bhikkhus went to attend the conference of the Sangha or when proceeding to attend ceremony for the observance of Uposatha, they usually take along with them bowl and 3 robes, Pattachivaram Madhaya. They, they, they take along with them bowl and 3 robes. So Venerable Mahasi Sayādaw instructed his all disciples to carry with them their bowls whenever they are to go to a far place and any other place for a visit or for taking meals in response to an invitation. And the next important requisite is the water strainer. If a monk proceed to a place which is about half a yojana, that is about 4 miles or so, a water strainer should be carried. Otherwise, it would constitute a breach of the rule of discipline known as Dukkata Abati. That is, that monk would be guilty of of an offense. So within the city limits of the big cities, if bhikkhus have to visit a place in the city on some business, and if the distance is about 4 miles away from their respective monastery, water strainer must be taken with them. If there is no proper water strainer, a handkerchief may be taken along, bearing in mind that it will be used in substitute for a water strainer when necessary. To say the least, it should be borne in mind that the robe which monk wears will be made use of as a water strainer when the occasion demands. So a bhikkhu who is really bent upon practicing meditation will not find it troublesome to carry with him all the 8 requisites of a Buddhist bhikkhus. It is not burdensome at all, and these can be easily carried just like a bird whose wings are automatically born when it flies. What is required will be fulfilled with these 8 requisites of a Buddhist bhikkhus. In this condition, the most venerable Mahasi Sayādaw recounted his personal experience, very inspiring. When the most venerable Mazi Sayādaw was 28 years old, or when he, he, he had put in 8 wasa, Sayādaw went in search of a suitable meditation center, accompanied by a companion monk from Molamya, Tawangli Monastery. Like the bhikkhus during the time of the Lord Buddha, Mazi Sayādaw had no umbrella, no slipper, etc. Only about 8 requisites: a bowl, 3 robes, belt, a razor, water strainer, and a needle were carried with Sayādaw. And Mazi Sayādaw had no cash for traveling expenses. Very genuine Sangha. And a railway ticket for the train journey from Molamang to Pau, a small town, was provided by a Kapiya, a lay devotee from Molamang. Mazi Sayādaw took a train only up to the small town, which was a railway station along the road. The rest of the journey was mostly performed on foot tramping. For some sector of the journey, Mazi Sayādaw was lucky to ride on a train, as there was a donor by chance who provided a railway ticket as a charity. And Mazi Sayādaw visited Chaitiyo Golden Rock Pagoda in the Tatong district on barefoot. And from there, he came back, eventually reaching the Tong Mingon Jedwin Monastery, a meditation center, where Sayadaw took up meditation practice under the guidance of the Venerable Mingon Jedwin Sayadaw. And also in his personal personal experience, Mazi Sayadaw went to the forest area where a famous monk, U Onkai, practice what called the cemetery meditation. Mazi Sayadaw together practice there. This is how the most venerable Sayadaw, Mazi Sayadaw, had traveled to be able to practice Vipassana meditation personally. So it was in accordance with the instruction known as Sanlahuka Voti. And the next one is Santindriyoja. Should cultivate Indriya, calmness. Santindriyoja. The monk have the moral qualities of calmness and self-restraint. In Pali, it is Indriya. It means the 6 doors of senses. Chakundriya, eye faculty. Sotindriya, ear faculty. Ghanendriya, nose faculties. Chewendriya, tongue faculties. Kayendriya, body faculties, and Manendriya, mind faculties. So how many Indriya, Rudy? 6. Yeah. Okay, can you follow me? Chakundriya, Sotindriya, Ghanendriya, Chewendriya, Kayendriya, Manendriya. How many? 6. 6. So Chakundriya, eye faculties, it is identified with Chakupasada. Chakupasada, the eye sensitivities, retina. Sotindriya, ear faculty is identified with ear sensitivity, eardrum. Nose faculty is identified with nose sensitivity. Chewendriya, tongue faculty is identified with tongue sensitivity. Kayendriya, body faculty is identified with body sensitivities. And Manendriya, mind faculties, is identified with Chitta. Chitta, six faculties. Six Indriya. Indriya, what mean Indriya faculty? So you can see only if there is an eye. When you see an object, it can be perceived as much as the eye with its strength of vision can see. So the eye is governable. Insofar as the faculty of seeing is concerned, because it is so governable, the eye is called Chakundriya. And the ear, in respect of its faculties of hearing, is also governable. That is why the eardrum is called Sotindriya. All these indriyas should be kept under restraint with a tranquil mind. If you see present sights and if you hear present sounds, if the person is attracted to these sensational objects, we find them pleasurable, and then he will become fidgety. He becomes restless, smiling and loving when sensation arises from good smell, fine taste, and pleasurable touch. In the same way, when he sees an ugly sight, hears unpleasant sounds, smells bad odors, etc., he becomes perturbed and restless. If he or she is unable to tolerate such bad sensation, he may even murmur or grumble. So it is necessary to exercise restraint and remain calm and unperturbed in connection with both good and bad sensation. So yogi should keep his mind at peace and control himself by reflection and also by contemplating and noting. And the best way is to keep control of his own mind by contemplating and noting at the moment of seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, and knowing. It will not be easy to do so for those people who have no experience in practicing meditation, in contemplating mindfulness. So it will be sufficient enough for him to remain indifferent, whether the sensations are good or bad. If, however, painful sensation become extreme, yogi should try his utmost to control them through reflection. In the Dhammavada Bhikkhu Vega, the story of 5 bhikkhus, at one time Lord Buddha was residing at the Jetavana monastery. Buddha uttered these verses with reference to 5 bhikkhus. So there were 5 bhikkhus in Savatthi. Each of them practiced restraint of just one out of the 5 senses. And each of them claimed that I am practicing what I'm practicing is the most difficult. There was some heated argument over this, and they could not come to an agreement. Finally, these 5 bhikkhus went to the Lord Buddha to ask for his decision. So Lord Buddha said to them, each of the senses is just as difficult to control as the other. But all bhikkhus must control all the 5 senses and not just one. Only those who control all the senses would escape from the rounds of rebirths. So Buddha spoke in verse as follows. So can you follow me? Restraint in the eye is good. Restraint in the eye is good. Good is restraint in the ear. Good is restraint in the ear. Restraint in the nose is good. Restraint in the nose is good. Good is restrained in the tongue. Good is restrained in the tongue. Restraint in body is good. Restraint in body is good. Good is restraint in speech. Good is restraint in speech. Restraint in mind is good. Restraint in mind is good. Good is restraint in all the senses. Good is restraint in all the senses. A bhikkhu restrained in all the senses. A bhikkhu restrained in all the senses is freed from all aches of samsara. A bhikkhu restrained in all the senses is freed from all aches, samsara dukkha. So which restraint is good? The restraint in the eye is good. Good is restraint in the ear. Restraint in the nose is good. Good is restraint in the tongue. Restraint in body is good. Good is restraint in speech. Restraint in mind is good. Good is restraint in all the senses. So if you restrain in all the senses, it's good. So you will be free from all the samsara dukkha if you restrain. Chakuna, Samvara, Sadhu, etc. Buddha said to the 5 bhikkhus. So by practicing Mettā Bhāvanā, by practicing Vipassana meditation, by controlling all the faculties, by practicing Vipassana meditation continuously and meticulously, may all practitioners realize the real peace in the very near future. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.